So while the piece is drying, I want to show you how I'm going to mix up some ink for this. Now I'm going to kind of put this aside, and I'm now using my unstick craft sheet. I got it and I thought, well, I'll do a demo video while the stuff is drying. So that's what's on my table now. Look how massive it is, it's huge. So to make up for the ink that I'm going to be using on the design, DecoArt doesn't have a color that I wanted to use. So I got basically they have the primary colors of red, primary yellow, and primary cyan. I'm going to do some color mixing with that. And what to put it in? Well, I've got the little jar like this. And when you're going through your art supplies, as you empty stuff out, don't throw them away. Keep the empty bottles because you can put custom colors in there. So you can see that these are the same, then these are the same, and then you've got just a smaller version. So you can use the empty bottles for your mixes. Just make sure you wash it well, and wash it with, I use 1000+ stain remover to clean all my stuff. So it keeps, everything really, really clean. And you can put your mixes in there because you don't want to contaminate it. I've got a little eyedropper. So I've got my empty bottle, and I've got my water bottle, my other sprayer. And all I'm going to do is just fill the cap with water. That just makes it easier when I use the eyedropper. I also have a pack of steel balls, and these are for slingshots and that, which is, I don't know why they still do this stuff, but I got these at Princess Auto, and I put those inside the bottles. It helps with mixing. What happens is the pigment will settle to the bottom, so you can hear it. So that steel ball in there, as long as it's fully submerged, it won't rust, but it just helps with the mixing. All right, so let's put that aside. And I have 2 mixes already that I was playing with, and there really is no formula because this type of color mixing can work with the DecoArt Media Misters. It can work with the Traditions paints. It can work with the fluid acrylics. You can use it with a chalky finish. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So, but you do need to know a little bit about color mixing. And ideally, if you have a red, a yellow, and a blue, you can get thousands of color mixes, okay? But the mixes, because there's different types of reds, there's different types of yellows, and there's different types of blue. You've got reds that are more violet, and you've got reds that are more orange. You've got yellows that are more orange, and yellows that are more on the green side, and you've got blues that are more violet and more green. So what do? You experiment. That's the only thing you can do. You experiment. So I have my little color journal here, and I already made my mix. And to start off, I want to make a much lighter version than this. Actually, that is pretty light. Well, let's make up a really, really light version. So we all know, well, yellow and blue make green. So I'm going to take my eyedropper, I'm going to squeeze it in, and I'll put it in here. And I'm looking at about 4 parts. You know what, I'm going to make 8 parts. Oh, how much was that? 3? 5, 6, 7, 8. It doesn't really matter about parts and stuff like that. I just had to count. And then now I'm going to clean this. I'm just going to wipe the excess off there, and I'm just going to squeeze the top, take in the water, and just add it into there. About a capful. Again, there's no steadfast formula for this. You just have to experiment. Okay. And the blue. The blue I won't need as much. I'll probably even just drip it from here, because I want to make this a very, 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 almost like a lemon yellow green. There we go. And they do have one, they do have one that's actually pretty good. Let me make it a tiny bit more blue. So I think that was about 6 drops of the blue. So comparing that, yep, that's pretty good. Now I don't want it to be so intense with color, so I'm going to add 1 drop of red. Oh, Joe just came home. And adding that drop of red just tones it down a little bit. So let's put the cover on. And let's do some examples here. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Let's put the BB in there. So there's the light one. And I added a lot of water to these ones here, so I wanted them to be really transparent. There's that one. And beautiful. This is on unprimed paper, so you can see that dot there. Perfect. There we go. So there are my inks for my project. That's for here. And I'm probably going to end up making more of this because I can already, I'm going to be using this color a lot. So when you're running out, so I have to make sure that that ball bearing is always submerged. I know I'm going to need a lot of this, so I can pour quite a bit in there. And I already know that once I have my yellow, just add enough of the blue till I get the color I want. And then add a drop or 2 of red, which will help neutralize the vibrancy. And the other thing is I need to add a bit more water to that. So this is distilled water in here, which is why I'm using this stuff. Let's add 2 capfuls. I want to make it very, 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 very transparent. There we go. So there's my 3 colors that I'm going to be using. So easy peasy, just some basic color theory. You just need the 3 colors, and then you can go on and make a whole bunch of stuff. But you can apply this to anything. So if you're looking at paint, a good color, you can use could be Pyrrole red, and let's say a primary yellow, even Hansa yellow light, Hansa yellow medium. And for the blue, you can experiment with an ultramarine blue, which is blue that's on the violet side, or phthalo blue, which is a blue that's on the green side. But those are the 2 colors, the 2 blues that I have in my core palette. Cadmium yellow light, cadmium yellow medium, or even cad red light and cad red medium. So you can experiment with all those and log everything into your color, into like a color chart journal, so you can, see. And if you've been following me for a while, you know that I have a massive book with all my mixes. So okay, so that's it. So those are done. I'm going to clean this up a bit, and then I'm going to bring out the book of backgrounds page and add some ink.